Hi everybody, it's Kelly O'Black for the Crafty Maven Getaway with this week's Scraplift Saturday. This is our mood board for the week, or our inspiration board for the week. I basically took the colors of the mood board, and those paint cans also reminded me of the photo of the beer that you're going to see in just a moment. Here is the layout I scrap lifted. It's by Melissa Mann for Elle Studio. I really like the block of paper and the banners, but you'll see what happens to the banners on my layout. Here's the paper that I really thought matched the colors on the inspiration piece like perfectly. So then I went into my stash and I grabbed other papers that matched the paper, the plaid paper that I was using. And then right to the right there, you'll see I have a few scrap pieces of paper, and those are what I'm intending to use for the banners when I get to them later on. I cut my plaid paper down, and then I needed to decide what to use for my backing paper. And in this case, I really liked the green diagonal stripe. So that plaid paper there is Queen & Company Summer Plaid Polka. That's a couple years old. And then the green diagonal paper is Bella Boulevard Color Chaos, the Pickle Juice Strands. That one you might be able to find here and there. But the Queen & Company paper is at least a year or two old. So what I'm doing right now is I love to use those diagonal stripes. So I'm actually gutting that paper so that I can use it again. I don't always do that, but a lot of times when I'm using these diagonal stripes, I do, because I often use them as layering elements in my layouts as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put one small piece of adhesive from my ATG on each side of that frame. If you put more than that, sometimes it's hard to get it glued down. It's much easier to re-glue it here. And what I did is I cut that corner a little bit too far, so that way I could actually just use that. And you see me, I'm playing with my iPad there because I needed to sort of look at Melissa's layout to figure out what I was going to do. Now, I decided I really liked that aqua paper, and I'm not quite sure what to call that because it's a bunch of thin rectangular boxes that almost end up in stripes. And I'm going to use that to use as a mat, and the large mat in Melissa's layout for my layout. And I have that done, just about done now, and then I'll go cut that a little bit. The one thing that you just saw in the back of my photos is that I had words and a date written on there. That's how I keep track of the event, any title ideas I have, or the date for photographs, and then also what photographs go together sometimes. And I just write it on the back with a slick writer, so it makes it really easy because I tend to print my photos right after an event, and I just scrapbook from a pile whatever inspires me. Sometimes I don't scrapbook photos for a year, but oftentimes I scrap them pretty quickly. So now I'm getting that second piece of paper, which was also on Melissa's layout, that second box there. And that pink polka dot paper is from Lawn Fawn. It's called Let's Polka, and it's the Wild Rose Polka. Now I also have a piece of ephemera for those of you who are interested in figuring out how to scrapbook with ephemera, and that's just a ticket from this event. So I want that to go on the side there. I'm leaving a larger border on the bottom of the pink block there because that's where I'm kind of thinking that my title might go. I don't know that for sure, but that's kind of in my head. And then there's a larger border again also on the right there because the ticket is going to cross that. And I'm kind of thinking about tilting that block a little bit, but in my straight line OCD, or just straight line, I don't want to joke about OCD, but in my straight line world, I just would have a really hard time leaving that. So I just trimmed a little bit off, I believe, that bottom border there. And I'm kind of thinking about, okay, now where are my clusters going to go? And I'd pulled some of these October Afternoon label stickers because she had not necessarily some labels, but she had a block of journaling, and I figured that that's what I wanted to do, is do some sort of block. And what I did is I grabbed my wax paper, because then I'll be able to position these. And the reason I'm doing this now is because I know I want my title on that block as well, so I have to figure out my journaling spots and my title, and I'm just pointing to where my title needs to go. So I'm going to quick exit and see if I can find some letters. And I grabbed some green letters, and I quickly came to these, which are by American Crafts. They're thickers, and they're called Goodness, and the color is Limeade. Now, if you've had any of these thickers, they come in this green, they come in aqua, and they come in gray for sure. They came in gray. This is an older alphabet. They don't stick to those sheets, which drives me nuts. I've had these for a while. I think I bought them at maybe, actually I was going to say it's not Tuesday Morning. It was a discount store, a discounter near where my brother has a weekend place that I get to about once or twice a year. And when I get there, then I go explore the craft goodies that they have. I had never used these letters, or this color of letters. I love the Goodness font, but I'd never used this color. So I am just lining those up down there to figure out how I'm going to put that label on there. So the story behind this layout is we have a local music festival, although really it is one of the biggest music festivals in the world, called Summerfest, and they bring in national acts on a main stage, but they also bring a lot of national acts on side stages. And I want to say I'd have to sit back and count them, but there's like 6 or 7 stages, and they're huge. And so we decided to go to Summerfest with this group of friends, and we went to see the Bare Naked Ladies. If you are a subscriber to my personal channel, you will eventually see that layout where we were there. I think they call it the world's largest music festival. I don't know if it's true or not, but anyway, so they bring in national acts, but they also bring in local acts. And other than the main stage acts, they are all free. So you just walk around the grounds and you can see all these amazing bands. It's been going on since the 60s. Next year will be its 50th anniversary, so pretty cool. And I usually try to go. So this is a group of girlfriends. The reason I have that ticket there and that photo at the top with all my girlfriends and our tickets is my brother sent me a text asking if I was going to go, and I said yes, I thought so, and he said he had 6 free tickets and to let him know if he could use them, if we could use them. So that was great. So we got, not only did we go, but we got our tickets for free because of the generosity of my brother. He had gotten them from some sponsor thing. So anyway, and then the beer photo there is there because I live in the general Milwaukee area. This is a Milwaukee festival, and beer is a pretty important part of that. So once we got in, it was a warm day. We headed straight for a beer, which was wonderful. And that's what that's all about. So there's the story behind the layout. And as you could see, as I was talking, I was figuring out I'm going to use those 3 labels from October Afternoon there. And in the meantime, I am finally going to glue down my title with my Scotch Quick Dry adhesive in my fine line bottle. I just put some more in here. This one seems to be working out great and it isn't clogging, but sometimes because I have the finer tip, if it does, just add a little bit of water, and a little bit, I mean, and then shake that bottle up and you won't have any problems with that clogging anymore. So the thanks, John, was we took that photo once we got right outside the gate, actually, and then sent it to him with a big thank you of all my girlfriends. I just thought it was a fun photo because it's like, you know, partially faces and all of us holding our tickets, and that was kind of fun. Now, I had to, as I love this, Sarah Swan calls it MacGyvering. I had to MacGyver an exclamation point because this set didn't come with one. So I just cut apart a Z so that I could have a straight piece there, and then the set does come with periods. So I was able to use one of those for the other part of the exclamation point. And now that I have that title basically on, I'll be able to glue down my labels because I know where those need to go. And that's why in this particular case, that title was so, it was important. All right, so now I'm gluing everything else down, the paper down. When I'm first working on a layout, I tend to glue towards the center because then I can tuck things in if that's what I want to do. And in this case, I didn't really tuck things in. Everything's landing on top of the photograph. I did for a time think about putting this yellow label on because I don't have any yellow there. I am thinking about using that yellow paper now that matches really well in the banners on the right side. And here I am, I'm looking at how the banners are going to look. And as I was finishing up that title, I realized that the banners, putting that on this layout with that ticket would be way too much stuff. And I abandoned the idea of the banners, which is one of the reasons I loved Melissa's layout. So I think part of it is that pattern in the back is so busy, so I really would need to think about how I was going to do that. So those labels, I should talk about that now because right now I'm putting on some enamel stars from Chickanity Crafts from the Jolly Good collection. And the cool part about this is I use them all up on this layout. I'm so psyched about that. I'm going to add some word stickers here from the Bella Boulevard Guacamole Little Bits collection, and I add 3 at the left side there and then something at the top. The label stickers, the green label sticker is from October Afternoon Midway. It's the Sugar Shack label stickers from 2012. And then the pink and aqua label stickers are from October Afternoon Postmarked, the label stickers. They're from 2013. And I don't know what collection that one is from. I didn't have that written down, so sorry about that, but the sheet is called Postmarked. And those are from 2013, so yay me. I used Up the Enamel Stars, which were a collection from 2014, and then I used something from 2012 and 2013 labels because I have 1,000 of these Jilly Bean, well maybe not 1,000, but I have a lot of those, not Jilly Bean, October Afternoon label stickers, and I need to make a more concerted effort to make sure I'm using them. The problem is these are pretty white, but a lot of them have a pretty yellow background like October Afternoon used to have on it, and I'm scrapping more with, and scrapbook products have gone more white than that. So I got all my stars on there, and now I'm just gluing this layout to the background there. And, you know, clapping for myself because I used that up. Looking again to see if there's maybe any other word stickers I can use, and I popped that little one there to the right that says smile. So I use smile, buddies, snapshots, and fun on the left side, and on the top it says life is better when you're laughing. So that's perfect because these are a group of girlfriends that we laugh a lot together. And what I'm doing here is I'm just rearranging colors a little bit to get a little more balance within the colors, because I think I had 2 pinks on the top and left side, and I wanted to get a green into one of those. So then I have to rearrange them down there. But that was the end of it, and I am going to do some journaling on this layout. I have my American Crafts Precision Pen in 0.05. That's pretty much my go-to pen there. And usually what I do when I arrange a block of these label stickers like this, I'll journal on the topmost one and then go down. So even if they overlap a little bit, the lines, I journal fully on one label sticker. I don't try to go across on lines. I think to my eye, it's just easier to read. That's my thing, but you know, whatever works for you. So I'm just about finished up here. Hope you are all well, and we will see you again soon on the Crafty Maven Getaway. I know I have at least one more layout coming up later this month. Take care. Bye.